This webinar will be recorded, and a link will be emailed to all of you and those of you who aren't here yet, and it will also be posted on support.igive.com in the webinar archive and on the iGive YouTube channel. We are going to keep our participants muted today, but please ask questions. If you follow that red arrow that we've got there, it shows you our question box there, and you can type your question in there. We may get to it during the actual webinar, but since we're trying to get through this webinar in 1/2 hour and be respectful of your time, we may not get to your questions until the end. And if your dashboard does happen to go away, follow that blue arrow up to the top and click on the orange arrow, and that will open up the dashboard again so that you can click and answer any questions that you might have. So, good evening, and my name is Lena Scott, and I am the cause manager for iGive.com, and I'm joined tonight by Sandy Schleicher.
Hi, everybody.
So Sandy is our tech guru here, so if you have technical questions, he's the man. Today we're going to cover a couple of different things. Signing into iGive as a cause administrator. We're going to talk a little bit about support.igive.com, one of my favorite parts of iGive. We're going to talk about the cause dashboard, a little bit about promoting iGive, and if you stay around with us long enough and stay till the end, you might hear a little bit about our next promotion that we've got coming. It's actually starting this weekend. And we will have time for Q&A. We are really so glad that you joined us. So without further ado...
Wait, can I give a little foreshadowing?
Oh, sure.
About the promo?
Sure. He's trying to be spooky. Well, before we get a little further, we are going to open up my browser because really, that's the first step in getting on iGive. Of course, where do you go, Sandy?
www.igive.com.
That's it.
That's where I would go.
That's where you would go. So what you're looking at here is what's called our cold registration page. If you joined iGive and you didn't have a custom join link, which we'll get to and talk about a little bit later on, this is the page you would see. If you're already a member, all you have to do is click on right here where it says member sign in, and it takes you and it says log in with your personal account. Sandy, I'm a cause administrator. I don't want to log in with my personal account.
Well, you have to log in with your personal account. Everybody has to have a personal account in order to get onto iGive. So you cannot log into the cause administrative functions without first logging into your personal account, and then when you go to certain features, there's the additional cause login information.
So that email address that I sent, this email announcement about the cause webinar or other things, that's my cause personal account login, right, Sandy?
It could be yes. The cause login is actually a number and a password, and it is completely separate from your email address and password. And the reason we do that is because we really are hoping that people who are the cause administrators are also using iGive themselves to help their own cause and shop online.
That's a great reason. So, no, that email address that you got the email to, you may have registered it as your personal email login, but probably not. It is probably, just because it's there doesn't mean you have a personal login. So I'm going to log in as me. This is, by the way, now everyone sees my own personal email.
And I've seen that come up before on support tickets where there's a new administrator for the cause, and instead of creating their own personal iGive account, they're still logging into Betty Sue's account, who was the last administrator. You don't need to do that. Create an account for yourself. It's free, and that way you're getting the emails directly. That's for members, and you can administer things. Again, that's completely separate.
So when you get here, it says welcome Lena, because again, this is my own personal account. And because tonight's webinar is all about causes, we're going to skip all of the other stuff up here at the top, and we're going to go straight to causes. By the way, if you go to the webinar archive, last month Sandy and I talked about all the stuff up at the top, and there's a quick half-hour walkthrough of how those things work. But we're going to click right on cause, and let's see, there we go, and we get to the cause dashboard. Now, the cause dashboard has some, basic information on there. It says that I'm supporting the Ryan Breer Foundation. The Ryan Breer Foundation happens to be a foundation in memory of one of my son's friends who passed away unexpectedly. It talks about the fact that the Ryan Briere Foundation is due to get a check at the end of this month, so I guess that's probably going to come out tomorrow, hopefully, because the end of the month is coming up quick. And we're due to get a check of $27.63, and then we have this amount of pending, $10.46. Hey, Sandy, can you explain to me what that pending amount is, because that is a little bit confusing for some people.
Sure. Whenever you go shop and we get the information from the merchant about your purchase so that we can say that you earned X amount, the merchant has a period of time where they allow you to send back returns and such, where we might have to reverse the transaction that you got credit for if you return the merchandise. I mean, that makes sense. We can't give the donation if you didn't end up keeping the product and paying for it. So there's this 75-day kind of locking period, if you will, that is open, that allows for returns, and that's why we have this pending category. It's money that you've earned. Assuming you don't do any reversals, you will earn after 75 days of each purchase, assuming that you hit the $25 minimum for the check run for that month.
Right. So there are two things there, Sandy. One is sometimes it's you return something. Every once in a while someone makes a mistake and they use a non-iGive coupon or something like that. And if they do, unfortunately, a lot of times the stores reverse that donation because they say that it's limited to iGive coupons. So those things are what we wait for to try and figure out what's going on, and part of why we wait 75 days. And then back to that point about $25. So we hold on to your money until your cause says $25. And it's not just $25 from me, or from Sandy, it's $25 from everybody who is supporting your cause.
Yeah, and it adds up pretty quickly.
It can add up really quickly.
But the reason it's $25 is because there's actually a cost that we pay to send those checks out, to print them, to send them out, and so the economy works out to needing to do it at $25 increments.
That makes a lot of sense. Now I clicked on the Suggestions and Help tab. And here are some, commonly asked questions that people regularly ask, and also a link to our support portal. And I wanted to sort of show this because I think that this is a great feature. I was talking with our colleague Kim yesterday, and one of the things we were saying is, all of us have had, at least she and I have had, bad customer service experiences where, you call a company and you're getting somebody who may or may not really know the product because maybe they're in another country and they're reading a manual that says, here's how, how this company works. At iGive, it's all people here that are a part of our company that work for us full-time here in the U.S. that are answering your questions, which means that sometimes we're not there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because, if you're emailing support at 11 o'clock at night, our support team hopefully is asleep. So we've created a really great place, which is the knowledge base, and you can click to it from that link I just showed you, or you can just go to support.igive.com, and there's all of this information. So this page I've taken you to is causes, goals, and strategies. It talks about how iGive works, and it has this great little getting started checklist that if you're a new cause, you may want to just check and make sure all of those things have been accomplished for your cause so that you can get started in earning money. If you click on that knowledge base little book up there, you can see we have hundreds of different articles, and you can just type in your question, and if we have an article about it, the answer might be there. Now, occasionally, you come up with a question that we haven't thought of, so that's where tickets come in. And if you click on the tickets, all you have to do here is click on Cause Support, and you can then continue and type in a question, or ask us a question, or show us something that you're unsure about, and we will do our best then to try and respond to it. I think that during the business hours, Monday through Friday, we probably get back to you within about an hour or so generally. But on the weekends, it might take a little bit longer. It may take a day or two to get back to you. But support.igive.com is your friend, and it's a great place to ask questions and find answers and get all of that information. So that pretty much covers the suggestions and help side. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. If we move over here to cause menu and options, There are basically two big sections here, Sandy. There's the promoting section, which we'll get to in a little bit, and I know that you're a big fan of some of the things in the promoting section. Maybe I'll ask you to talk about Facebook and some of the other things there. But managing your cause. I think that one of the biggest questions that we get in support has to do with managing the cause, like how do I make sure my information is right? Or say here it says that the mailing address for the Ryan Briere Foundation is a P.O. box. What if it's the wrong P.O. box? What if we don't have the right...
Well, like there isn't a P.O. box number listed there.
Wow,
right?
That's an error. We're going to have to go and fix that and figure it out. So
wait, was that intentional?
No, actually it really wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how that went away. So we're going to click on Edit Cause Information. And now we get to that thing we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, remember we were talking about there being two different logons. You got your personal account and you have your cause administrative login, which is an ID number, which is just a number, okay?
Whoops.
And then a separate password. Now, it's possible you set it the same as your personal account, but in most cases it is something different than your personal account.
And if you are a new administrator and you don't have that password, remember that tickets at support.igive.com. Send us a ticket.
Well, you don't need, I was going to even stop you. Right there on your screen is a link that will allow you to reset the password, assuming you have access to the email address, the cause administrative email address that is already set up for that cause.
That's perfect. And if you don't, open a ticket at support.igive.com and tell us, and you may have to provide some proof that you're an authorized user. Maybe your email address has the same domain name as the cause or something like that, so that we know, because money is involved. It's not that we're trying to be picky, but we really want to be careful with your money.
Yeah, we don't want it to go to the wrong person, the wrong cause.
Absolutely. So now here is the cause contact email address, and it's where you can send your where we send emails on cause information. Again, this isn't necessarily the email address you log in with. It's the email address that is who gets the cause administrator information, like when I get a check or other information like that. And we do require a working email address.
Right. So one of the ways that makes us able to do this for free is that we have a way to contact you. Right? That's kind of a basic requirement of iGive. If you're going to be getting checks from us, we need a way to get a hold of you, and that email address and a phone number are the two ways we have of doing that. And of course, your actual physical address has to be right so that we can actually send you checks. So those are the three critical pieces of information here. And as you can see on Lena's screen here, she's showing you just click on the section of the screen here to open it up, and you can get to the various pieces of information.
Okay, so here we have, we're not going to show you the cause ID and password for the Ryan Briere Foundation because honestly that's their private password, so we don't want to share that information. And then the cause address is there. You can fill it in. We're going to have the Briere Foundation come back and update that cause address there for us. There's some contact information there and some general cause information. And I sort of want to talk here for a second about the general cause information, because here we have some basic description of the cause and the mission. A question of, is your cause qualified to receive tax-deductible donations? Now, we're not accountants or anything like that, but it's important that you check that if you have it, because it lets your supporters know that maybe they should talk to their accountant and see if their donations through iGive can be tax deductible. When I talked to my accountant personally, and this is just me, he said that if I make a purchase through iGive and it goes to the Ryan Briere Foundation, because the Briere Foundation is a 501c3, and because the way iGive works is essentially the store is giving me, the shopper, a rebate back, and I'm directing it to my cause as a donation, that I can deduct it from my taxes. You should check with your tax professional and make sure that that works. But again, you want to let your supporters know that that's an option. And then the number of supporters and the cause verification, again, it's just another way of showing that we are good and we're the people we say we are, and that you're doing good things.
All these things on the screen, like the description and the number of supporters, there's certain screens that that people can get to on iGive if they're trying to add your cause, where this kind of information will come up. And so having an appropriate description, having the right category selected for your cause, that's up near the top here, the primary cause type, secondary cause type, etc., is good because that helps people make sure that they are selecting the right cause.
Absolutely. So now let's go back to the cause menu and options board here. And, you know, again, we're talking a lot here about letting people know things. And I think that one of the things that we've learned, you know, iGive has been around since when, Sandy?
1997.
1997. So, you know, we learned a lot in all of those times. We're a full-fledged American adult here. We're 18 years old. 19 now. So, hey, we could vote.
Absolutely. Let's not go there.
I'm just going to say, paid political announcement, everyone should vote. Exercise your rights, whatever you choose. But we think that it's really important to tell people about iGive. If you scroll over it, as you see, we put this nice little message. Tell your friends, associates, and supporters about iGive. More supporters mean more donations for your cause. So we have all sorts of things here, too, that help you promote it. Along those lines, we have this supporter list down here. So if you click on it, it tells you who your supporters are and who has donated to the last check, maybe who's gone dormant, who hasn't shopped in a while. And it lets you know also who has the iGive button. Hey, really quickly, Sandy, could you give us a quick overview of why you'd want the iGive button?
Well, you know, to get credit for your purchases, you have to go to the store via iGive, via the links that we provide. And so if you do that through the website by clicking on any of the store names or store logos, that's fine. But if you're like me and you go out to Google and you see that there's a new tent on sale at REI that you want to buy, to then jump back to iGive, find REI, click on the link, go back to REI, it's a pain in the rear end.
And there might be another store who has that tent that you didn't know about.
That's true.
That's an iGive store. You didn't even know that store was an iGive store.
Right. So the iGive button makes all of that automatic, and you don't have to remember to go back to iGive to start over, and you don't have to do searches over again. It highlights your search results so you know which results are at iGive stores. When you click on those, it takes you right to the product that you wanted to look at, so you don't have to then search for it again, and it just makes the whole thing easy and automatic.
That's awesome. It does. It makes it much easier. So if you want to tell people that they should consider putting the iGive button on, or let's go back to that, you know, saying thank you. I think that saying thank you is a great and important thing to do. If you click up here on the right where it says send email to your supporters, this is a list of all of the people, email addresses, who contributed to the last check. You can cut and paste it, and you can send out an email that says thank you. Now you can use our text as it is written, or you can add a little bit of a customization in there. Let's say, for example, that you're using the one to revitalize dormant supporters, and you want to let them know that the holidays are coming up and that you have an important campaign coming up for the holidays. This is a great place to put that message in there and let them know that if they shop online and they're shopping for the holidays anyways and they're going to buy things, that those funds, this is what they're going to go to, and that's why they should consider using iGive. So I think that that's great, and it's just something that's nice, and it's there, and it lets you know who's out there and who's supporting your cause. So it also says down here, connect your Facebook account to iGive, and there's also a link up here. So Sandy, do you want to talk to us a little bit about what that means?
Sure. Well, if you have set up a page, it's called a fan page, on Facebook for your cause, that you're posting information out to your followers, right, to tell them about your cause and try and get them to help, make donations, etc. We have 4 different kinds of things that we can automatically post to your fan page so that you don't have to worry about promoting iGive separately. And you control how often it does it, so we're going to follow the rules that you set. In most cases, we talk about doing what we call our join link, which is just a general, hey folks, please support us by using iGive, and you can either do that on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. We have monthly recaps. We have information about when you're being issued a check. Those are really powerful posts People love to see that money is being earned via iGive for your cause and that your cause is actually getting a check. So those, everybody should be doing those.
I was going to say, if you choose nothing else, and we do let you choose daily, weekly, or monthly, and how often you choose to post really should depend on how often you're posting other things on your Facebook page. If you don't really post very often, then consider not posting about iGive, so letting us post about iGive so often, because otherwise your feed gets overrun by iGive posts. But if you're posting all the time and you're putting out a lot out there, then it's okay to have us posting regularly because it just gets interspersed and it's a consistent reminder.
And we've talked about this on other webinars, and I'm sure we'll get to one in the future. It's really, and I just want to say this quickly, it's really important to be putting fresh content on Facebook so that people are seeing new stuff, and it's not the same stuff over and over again.
Absolutely. But if you were going to pick only one thing to post, what I would say to you, the one thing you should pick to post is when your cause gets a check. Because we also know from our research that when a cause posts that they're getting a check, their supporters are energized and reactivate, and they are more likely to get another check sooner because they say, wow, this is really working. And, you know, it can be a little disheartening sometimes when a member gets an email that says, I got 82 cents, I donated 82 cents. But the key here is it's not just one member donating 82 cents. If you get 10 members who are donating 82 cents, that's all of a sudden $8.20. If you can get 20 members, now you're up to $16. And so the more people you can get making even small donations, it really does add up quickly.
If you probably don't remember seeing this, but one of the first screens that Lena showed you on the support.igive.com site in the knowledge base was about strategies for using iGive and making it effective. And one of the things it said in there was that it's really about numbers, getting a critical mass of people supporting your cause through iGive so that you're getting money put in there, you know, every few days, and you're getting checks on a regular basis.
Absolutely. And we've also given you some tools to help do that. So this page I've taken you to is some banners and logos, and we're working, by the way, this is animal shelter banners. I think these dogs are so cute, but if anyone watches my Monday Musings on Facebook, you all know that I have what I believe is the cutest cat in the universe, Miss Lily.
Not as cute as my cat.
I think she's the cutest cat in the universe. She makes her appearance sometimes on my Monday Musings, but we're going to work on getting some kitty cat ones and some other causes. So by the way, if you're a cause administrator and you have a specific request for something, please just shoot us an email. Let us know what you're looking for. But by the way, you can always use these logos that we have or links, and you guys can create your own. And if you're willing to share it with us, let us know. Send it to us, and maybe we'll put your link up there, your artwork up there as well. So we have that. And then we also have some blurbs and ads, because as Kimberly said yesterday, Kimberly actually works for us, but she's a cause administrator, and she said that she's
merchant administrator.
She's a cause administrator for a cause that she cares about.
Oh, sorry.
And so she said she's not always sure what to say. And so here we have is a whole bunch of blurbs in advance that you can copy and paste and borrow and edit, and they're all there and give you some great ideas of things to say or some tips. And if you're sort of more old school, we do have flyers and brochures. And so we have a whole bunch of different things that are out there that that you can use and hang up or hand out that talk about different kinds of benefits to using iGive.
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt here again. Were you planning on talking about the party app at all?
We can. We can talk about that next.
So if you are having, we're talking about flyers, and the reason I went here is because I was thinking if you're having an event, it might be good to print out flyers and then you can pass them out to people. But even a better thing to do, if you have an iPad or something,
or even
a laptop, that you can set up. That's it. You're actually right there.
On the right page.
That you're going to have an event. You can pass this thing around, or you can have a table set up, and using what we call the iGive Party app, people can sign up one person after another, and it doesn't log each person in, which the regular sign up does. So we recommend using this if you're going to have multiple people signing up one after another at an event or something like that. And it's a great way. They get a confirmation email so they can confirm their account and then they're ready to go.
That's awesome, and it keeps it nice and easy. The Party app is a great way. So, here too, like our different things, and these causes, by the way, if you're logged in as your cause administrator, then are customizable. I like this Good Karma one, because I feel like using iGive, it's good karma. So here it is, and as you can see, it's all customized with the custom join link, igive.com/Ryan Breer Foundation. And one of the advantages to having that and promoting that is that if you go to the regular igive.com web page, like I did when we first started this webinar, you type in your name. If you're a new member, you type in your name, you type in your zip code, you create a password, and then the next step is search for your cause. Well, the Ryan Breer Foundation, it's pretty easy to find it. But you know what? Sandy used to be a Boy Scout leader. And there are a lot of different Boy Scout troops. So if you type in Boy Scouts, even Boy Scouts in Illinois, you're going to get a lot of different troops. If you have a custom join link, you can just say to them, hey, go to BSA Troop 45, and they're going to only have to put in their name and their password and their email address, and they're all set up to support your cause. No extra steps.
Yeah, but you meant BSA 67.
I'm sorry. 67 is Sandy's troop. Sorry, got to get that one right. So the final thing that I do want to sort of tell everyone, has to do with the cause check manager. Again, this is sort of approximately when we send checks. And the cause administrator can go in there and see that. The other thing that...
so just, I'm going to interrupt you. I know we're running short on time.
Yeah.
But if you go into the check administration screen, the manager screen, the first thing it's going to make you verify that the postal address is right for your cause. It's going to make sure you verify that the email address is right for your cause. It's actually going to send you an email to verify that you're able to receive emails. Then you're going to get to the actual screen that lets you report a check is missing, so that we make sure we have everything right so we can actually get you checks. Because if that information isn't right, sending you a new check isn't going to help.
Correct. Or, as you see here, if you are missing a check, and for some reason we sent you a check, and for whatever reason the Ryan Breer Foundation must not have gotten this check, or maybe it got lost in the mail. And so they can click on Report as Missing, and we want to make sure, though, that we're sending it to the right place. For example, at this point in time, if we send a check to the Ryan Breer Foundation, there's no P.O. box, so it isn't really going to get to them. So those are all sort of the important things to do with our website. And now we're going to go back and tell you a little bit about what's coming up next. It's promo time. So now you might get Sandy's hint. It's a Halloween promo. So again, we've been spending a lot of time talking tonight about the importance of cause administrators spreading the word. And this promo is all about spreading the word. Every member of iGive has a Tell a Friend link. Back on the homepage, it says right up at the top next to cause, it says Tell a Friend. If you click on that, you have a Tell a Friend link. If you refer your friends using the Tell a Friend link, your members refer their friends. For everybody who joins and just visits one store, we're not even asking them to shop. They have to join iGive, they have to be new to iGive, and they visit one store, and we're going to give you $1.
That is important, though. They have to be new to iGive. It can't be somebody who's already a member of iGive but under a different email address on the sign-up. That doesn't count.
No, that is fraud, and we will, if we catch that, unfortunately, we'll take the $1 away.
So new people. So tell your supporters who aren't yet iGive members, tell your friends, even if they don't end up joining your cause can still get that $1 for the referral.
As long as they use your Tell a Friend link. And next month, in October, we are going to do another webinar for cause administrators. Usually we alter and we do one for members and one for cause administrators, but because the holidays are such an important time for causes to raise money, usually we are going to do a reprise of our webinar from last year, 3 easy ways to increase holiday donations, plus we're going to add some new information. So even if you joined us last year, we will be happy to help you out and to give you a little bit of new information on how to increase holiday donations. So I know that there have been a couple of questions coming in, but I really would like to encourage anyone who's listening who has questions to please ask us some questions, and we would be delighted to try and answer them now.
So Meg asked a question about how and where to get the iGive button. It's actually really easy. At the bottom of every screen on iGive, There's a link to the iGive button, or you can just go to iGive.com/button. And it
So
will,
right there,
yep,
it says iGive button, or if you go to www.igive.com/button.
It'll take you right there, and it detects what browser you're on, so it makes sure that you get the right version and the right instructions based on the browser you're using. Now, one thing I do want to mention is Microsoft Edge just recently was updated by Microsoft to allow browser add-ins. We have a version of the button that's coming out very soon for Edge, but it's not available yet. But we do have versions for Microsoft Explorer, for Safari, for Google Chrome, and for Firefox. So those are all good. Coming out with one very soon for Microsoft Edge, so keep your eyes open for that. And if you like to you want to shop via iGive, but you're doing it on your phone, or you're doing it on an iPad, or maybe on an Android tablet, those don't allow the iGive button in their browsers, but we do have, and we just launched brand new versions of our iGive apps for both iOS and Android. You can get those on your phone for either the iPhone, iPad, or on your Android phone or tablet. So those are great ways to use whatever device it is you've got to shop.
You know what, though? I want to mention something important, even though this is a cause webinar. When you use the iGive button, it automatically alerts you that you're on a store, you're at a store with that beautiful green iGive on Save More triangle right there in the corner of your screen. If you're using one of the iGive apps, you actually have to open up the app and click on the store in the app. If you, just because you have the iGive...
Well, you have to shop through the app. If you just open up your Safari browser on your iPad, it's not going to work. You have to use the iGive app on the iPad.
Exactly. All right. Do we have some more questions here?
We do. Well,
oh, someone asks, how do they know if they have the iGive button on their computer? Well, if you see right here, I'm pointing to it right now, there's that little seed icon. Sometimes it's on the right and sometimes it's on the left, depending on what browser you have. If you have that on your computer, that's a good sign. Or if you go to a store, say Kohl's.com, and you see this green triangle on the bottom that says iGive on Save More, those are all good signs that you have the iGive button.
You can go into the settings for your browser. It's either listed as an extension or an add-on.
Yeah, the technical guy says go into the extensions and browsers, and if you understand how to do that, be my guest. For really simple people like me, I look for the little seed, I look for the triangle. The other thing I do is I'll do a Google search, and I'll type in like something I know that iGive sells, like water bottles, and I'll look to see on the Google searches if there are some searches that have the little seed and a red $sign, and if those are there, you have your iGive button and it's working.
So Melissa asked, there are some people who are hesitant to download the iGive button. How can you, what can you tell them so that they will do so and know it's safe? Well, first of all,
you know what? Can I jump in here? Because I really feel strongly about this one. So the thing, I've had a lot of people ask me about that, and they say, well, I'm nervous. Like, I don't want someone tracking what I'm doing. Or sometimes it even comes up as a virus alert. Because what's happening is we are sort of tracking your shopping. But we're not like Big Brother tracking your shopping. What I explain to people is that when they use the iGive button, it's all anonymous. So what's happening is that you're assigned an anonymous ID number, and the store who you're going to and shopping at knows you're there because you're shopping there, but they get this anonymous ID number that says you're an iGive shopper. You do your business over there, iGive knows nothing about it, and then when your purchase is completed, they send us back a note that says, anonymous ID 23697 made a purchase of $200. They don't actually even tell us what you're buying. So really, like, we don't know what you're buying. They don't share any of that information with us. We're maintaining your privacy, but we are enabling a donation. And I think that there are too many people who forget to make the donation and then feel bad later, or they go, oh my God, I didn't realize that store was an iGive store. And so one of the things I encourage them is that the iGive button is just a really simple way to make sure that every purchase that you make online that has the possibility of helping your cause does. I mean, seriously, why wouldn't you want to give back to your favorite cause at no extra cost to you, at no extra cost to your cause?
Yep.
I mean, that's my philosophy. Granted, I work for iGive, but I used iGive even before I worked for iGive because I really liked it. You know, I mean, so Sandy and I both came to work here because we believe in what we're doing.
All right. Quandra asked whether this it was being recorded. The answer is yes. It's going to be on our support portal. There'll be a link to it.
In the webinar archive.
Yep, and there you can also, if you go to YouTube and you subscribe or look for the iGive channel, you'll be able to find it and all of our past webinars there.
We have a question here that says, once you get the iGive button, do you have to shop every 60 days or sign up for the newsletter? Sandy, do you want to answer that?
No.
That's a simple answer. If you don't use your computer at all, like some people put it on a desktop computer that they don't ever turn on, then you're going to get an email from us if it hasn't talked to our computers. It talks to our computers on a regular basis, the iGive button, not because, again, we're trying to spy, but because, like, we add new stores every day.
Right. It's got to keep its merchant list up to date.
And some stores have special deals, and we want to make sure that if they're increasing their donation, that you get that information as well. So if your iGive button doesn't talk to our computers, you're going to get an email from us that says, hey, your button might be broken. It hasn't talked to our computers.
After 16 days.
After 16 days. But if you didn't shop, as long as you opened up your computer browser, it will talk to our computers. So you don't actually have to shop. You just have to open up your computer browsers basically once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, that answer was really overkill because the answer is no.
No. Yeah, that's true. No.
Laurel, you asked a question that sounds specific to your cause, so we would ask you to please open up a ticket at support.igive.com so we can help you with that. And Meg asked a question about the button. The button is software that you get from iGive, or you get it from iGive, but it might be, if it's Chrome, you get it from the Chrome store or it's the Safari store, etc. But you don't put anything for that on your website. What you might put is one of those banners.
Or your custom join link.
Or your join link so that people know that they can get over to iGive, register, and automatically support your cause. Now, we actually didn't mention this. The important thing about your join link is that if somebody clicks it, they come over to the iGive site, to the registration page, and your cause is pre-selected.
We did mention that.
Did you? Okay, I wasn't paying attention. But that's really, really important reason for using your join link, because then you don't have people searching, oh, I couldn't find it.
Remember, that's when I got the Boy Scout troop number wrong.
Oh, yeah, okay.
By the way, at work, people kind of make fun of us. They say we act like brother and sister, but we're not. Anyways, well, on that note, I will say thank you to everyone for joining us this evening for our quick walkthrough, and we really appreciate being here. We really appreciate you being a cause administrator for iGive.com, because we know that, you know, we send you emails and we ask you to do a bunch of different things to help communicate with your causes, but know that we're here for you. Support.igive.com is your friend, and we're happy to answer any questions that you have and be here as a resource for you. And we hope that you'll join us next month, or maybe have someone from your development team join us next month so that we can talk about how to use iGive this holiday season. You know, the holidays are the busiest shopping time of the year, online particularly, and why wouldn't you want to get a part of that money?
And don't forget about the promo that starts on October 1st.
You should be getting an email about it tomorrow.
Right. New members, you want to make sure you get as many new members as you can between October 1st and October 15th. All they have to do is visit a store before
Halloween,
before the end of Halloween, and that's an extra $1 for your cause.
So thank you so much all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you all soon.